ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we are starting things off on the island, but in a brand new building that I have been constructing or started to construct since the last episode. Welcome to the prison. Yep, prison. I am building a prison for these guys. So last episode we finished up the vending machine over here, and I gotta say I am super happy and satisfied with this thing. I mean, it is just so fun to do village trading in this way. So if I want my, Depth Strider, then Gerald will pop down and he will present me with Depth Strider. I couldn't notice that this guy is not actually named though. Gerald. I'm terribly sorry, dude. Okay, yeah, so we select our trades and then we get them presented in our face. And like I said, I am really happy with how this thing works out. But there is one slight thing that I kind of feel like that we are missing, and that is villager storage. And I'm not talking about like chest storage and stuff like that. We need that as well. We definitely need that as well for the trades and the emeralds. But I want to store villagers that may not quite make it. So for example, this guy has a more expensive Depth Strider book. This guy has, I already have blast protection. But as you unlock more villagers, you may find villagers that are sort of still good, but they don't quite make the cut. Or you find villagers that are actually better than the ones that are already in the vending machine. And in that scenario, I want to have a holding place, a storage room for the villagers to sit until I empty out a slot in the vending machine, basically. So that is what the prison is. Really weird. Why have I made it into a prison? Well, it basically just became a prison because of me building with grey and stone and trying to do a little bit of a different style for this build here. And I really like the feel of this. So this is your standard trading hall. I say standard, it's not fully standard, but I use the same mechanic I did in my old trading system with a little bit of new techniques here. So the villagers come in on top, and if there is an empty spot, they will take the first empty spot. Mr. Mason, you will go into the prison so I can show everybody. So that guy travels in there. We have the input rail on the back, and he should be going into the first cell. Yes. And then we put down the workstation right here, and then we can trade with him. Now, as they pop through here, they will land on this string, which will detect it with the observer and will T-flip-flop lock the rail, so that next time someone travels in, this rail is shifted and he then goes down into the next one. It's a pretty standard way to deal with villagers, but the circuit is new to me. I haven't designed it this way before, and I really like it. So I'm gonna have this on the other side there as well, but the thing that is special with this is the drop down. Now if we come underneath this trading hall, you can see that I have worked in some rails at the bottom, and I can drop down, and you can also see that there's been a few there's been a few tests going on here. But I can drop down any villager onto this rail, and then they travel onwards to their destination. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but in my opinion also super cool. You see, from within the prison, I want to have some sort of dashboard, and this is just a mock-up, where I can press a button and it basically selects one of the vending machines. So let's say that this is the library. I press that button for the library, that stays active, and then any villager that I send down using these buttons will end up in the first available slot in the vending machine. And if I want them in another vending machine that we're going to build in the future, I'd press the second button and a third button for the third vending machine. And then I have the button on top, which will send them to Emerald Heaven. And the idea I have for Emerald Heaven, I'm not kidding. This one is pretty unique. Pretty unique way of getting rid of villagers. It includes TNT, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. Can you smell that, Dave? Can you smell that? Ah, smells like 200 diamonds to me. Vending machine and trading hall? Now, the idea of this also being a trading hall is actually going to be rather important, because there are certain villagers that I do not feel that we need a full vending machine with all their professions to get. Like, for example, a farmer. I only genuinely just need one farmer for the golden carrot farm or golden carrot trade. I wouldn't need a vending machine for it. So some of the villagers in here will be staying here forever, and others will be moving on to a vending machine in the future. And yeah, that's basically it. It just adds another dimension to our whole storage thing. It's like I said, it's a storage thing. Now the circuit for this trading hall is really simple, but quite elegant if you ask me. We have string where they're going to be standing on the feet, and from there we place down some observers that are bringing that signal back, and those observers are powering a sticky piston through a note block, and the sticky pistons are pushing cauldrons up. Cauldrons because they are movable redstone sources. Yeah, redstone sources using comparators up here to pick up a signal from them. And that's pretty much it. So when the villager goes in, the cauldron moves up, outputs a signal to the comparator, which then shifts the rail, and then when the villager disappears, it unpowers the whole thing, and a new villager can come into that rail. Now remember how me and Mumbo are in full agreement that this is going to be very close. Our competition is going to be very close, because we both want to make the best possible villager infrastructure of Doom that there is. Well, I have a little bit of a decimal changer here. By placing the string at this height, when I have a villager present, first of all, you can't see the string, but second of all, you don't have anything obstructing your trade. In the version that Mumbo has, the string is right here, and if I try and click the villager in this general area, I can't. I simply can't. I'm just hitting the string, so I have to trade with this top head. If you look very closely, you can see that the hitbox for that string is equal to a half slab, or a slab, which means that I only get half the villager to trade with. Surely that gotta count for a decimal, right? But before I can finish this, I actually need to head out on a little bit of a scavenger hunt. So that's what we're gonna do next. You see, I am completely, fully, 100% out of smooth stone and cobblestone. And I was considering buying myself some of those supplies over at the Big Rock Incorporation in town. But as you know, we are rich now and we don't want to spend our diamonds on stone. I don't want to spend my diamonds on cobblestone. I know that Mumbo is just going to rub that in my face because he has a cobblestone generator and we don't. But I bet you that around the Hermit world, there ought to be a lot of smooth and cobblestone in my previous projects that I've made. So for my scavenger hunt, I have scavenged all of the empty shulker boxes that I could find in my base. And I'm a little bit shocked. This is not a lot of shulker boxes. This is not a lot of shulker boxes. So I definitely need to go on an end bust raid pretty soon as well. Specifically since I would really like to someday finish the random game in the minigame district. I still need to fit the loot boxes. And for that, I'm gonna need a ton of shulker boxes. But anyway, right now, the focus is to get stone and cobblestone through my old project. I have not been here in so long. I don't think I've been mining for approximately 4 months. I've been doing some caving, but I haven't really been mining. And I kind of miss it. I love speed mining in Minecraft. It's one of the most satisfying things you can do. Right, anyway, let's see if I have any stone stockpiled in the sorter. I don't. Not a single box. Cobblestone? Yes, okay. A full box of cobblestone. Oh, I have a lot of lapis here. Okay, that I am bringing back because I am completely out of lapis and that's very frustrating. And if we fly up in the middle of the mine, I do have some chests over there. Yes, I may have some stone here from when I was building this place. Oh, here we go. Yes, this is what I want to see. And there is a shulker box with smooth stone. Wow, I'm so lucky that we checked this place now. That is, yeah, that is a really good start. The mine provides. And while we're in this general area, if we fly over this way, I have my mega ice farm, which also may have some smooth stone in random chests like this. Ooh, a lot of chests. So the entire ice farm, every single chest that are scattered around here, provided me with 28 smooth stone. That's really disappointing. Oh, look at this! Cobblestone! Is that a full shulker box? Oh, yes. Okay, this is going great. There is also this mystery box and a glass box. Oh my goodness, a full box of glass. I will bring you home as well. So next up is the starter base, which I haven't been in my underwater base for so long. I really love this place. I really love our starter base this season. This was a lot of fun, but also quite limiting. Anyway, do I have... what? Okay, no, this is clearly not my shulker box. I forgot about this guy. I forgot about him. Oh, poor Bumbo. So in total, my starter base provided me with 2 stacks and 29 of smooth stone. Not the greatest. The lab I have, yeah, I got a lot of junk everywhere. So that's good news. Do I have any in my storage? Oh, I got a shulker box of smooth stone. Yes! In my storage system, that's great. And then I've also found these laying around in chests. That is fantastic. Oh. And it went into the storage system. So the lab definitely delivered, and I gotta say, I really miss having speed boost like I have right now. This is fantastic. Okay, next up, I think we're gonna go to Hermitville, and specifically Siege of Doom, where I should have quite a bit of stone. I mean, this really deserves another look every now and again, because this is just such a photograph of, of this place. Anyway, do I have any smooth stone, I wonder, in my base here? Oh yeah, this place is a giant mess. I really don't like being in this room. If we're gonna do more projects here, I have to invest in a proper storage. This place really hurts my face, but there was 2 stacks of stone, smooth stone, and 1 stack and 2 pieces of cobblestone. Oh, there's also some more smooth stone there. Yeah, so I guess we take that and then we get out of here. There's a lot of useful materials here though. So Siege of Doom, I have a few secret chests placed. And if I remember correctly, there is a chest storage over here. Yes, look at how I broke the exact right blocks there. And well, there's gravel, but we're not really after gravel at the moment. Is there really no... Oh, here we go. Yes, this is when I dug this out. Okay, this place really delivered. Check this out. This amount of smooth stone, this amount of cobblestone, and these stone bricks. And I know we still haven't played Siege of Doom, which is really sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's something I want to do all the time. I just want to play this minigame. But it turns out that it's extremely tough to get hermits together at the same time. And I really want as many as possible to play this minigame. So with all of that scavenging done, let's head back to the island. This feels really, really good. In total, I'll say that this is a very big success. We got a full barrel, we got a full shulker box, and we got a little bit more smooth stone than that. And then cobblestone, we got this amount, and then 2 full shulker boxes. And I think I emptied everything. By the way, this needs a proper cleanup. This is probably getting worse than Korean storage system right now. So now that I have all the materials, hopefully, required to finish this build off, I think we should do it in the form of a third-person time-lapse. So in today's time-lapse, I thought I would speak a little bit about streaming. Streaming is something that I love to do, and as most of you guys know, I do stream over at Twitch, and the reason I'm not streaming on YouTube is simply because I am partnered with Twitch, and you're not allowed to stream on YouTube if you are partnered with Twitch, and since they partnered me first or whatever, you know, I've stuck to their platform, and I do really like Twitch. But I have been streaming quite a lot lately from Hermitcraft, which is something I'm super happy about, because in previous seasons of Hermitcraft I found it really hard to balance what I stream and what I put in a video, whereas now I've kind of changed my idea a little bit, and now I sort of start with streaming something and then I have more of a summary version on YouTube here in my video. So for example, this prison, most of it or all of it up till this time lapse was built live on a live stream on Twitch the other day, and I had so much fun. Like there are some weird redstone contraptions in this build that I had to work out live on camera, and having the help of 1,000 people sitting there in chat and telling me what to do can be both funny and sometimes a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so a massive thank you to all of you, and all of you as well who come over to my live streams. It means the world to me, and I will continue to do them over at Twitch. So if you don't want to miss them, go and follow me on Twitch and hit the little heart button to get notifications. So I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out interior-wise. I changed up the floor here to go with this pattern instead, and a big shout out to one of my wonderful community members, Kim and Jax, for giving me that idea with mixing furnaces and this blast furnace. Yeah, mixing the blast furnace and furnaces. I think that looks It looks really cool. Looks like some kind of metal-y grid thing. And as you can see, I've also put a bunch of villagers in here. These are the guys that were chilling outside. So as you can see, all of this has been cleaned up, and hopefully every single little thing down below is also cleaned up. Even though it looks a bit rubbish here, I do have to make it look a little bit better in the future. But I have some villagers here, and the reason for that is mostly so that I can demonstrate this thing. Now, I don't want to lie, I just spent 5 hours making this panel, and I haven't tried it out yet, but I think it should be working. I think it should be working. This is one of these things that should have taken me maybe 30 minutes, but I just couldn't get it right. I just couldn't get it right. Basically what it does is that it switches between these different rail paths, and this is because we want to be sending them to different vending machines. So if I select library, that light should go on, and hopefully that rail switches, and then we'll just send a random one of these. Ben is actually someone that I want. Let's send this guy in. Is this something that I would ever want protection for? Yeah, actually, that may be something that I want in the future. Let's send this guy in, because I have another blast protection. So then what I do is I press this button. He should be dropped down. Oh, I forgot to power this rail. Oh no, that's the simplest thing to remember to do. Okay, let's just pretend that that never happened. So he will take the first rail down that is correct, and he will end up all the way in there. Yep, that is totally working. Oh, that is awesome. Now, I don't have any other vending machines at the moment, but let's just say that we want to send someone to the blacksmith, and let's just give this a test with this guy right here. So we press the button, and every time we do this, the cell opens up for a new villager to be put in. But this guy should now be sent down the middle rail. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. Now, to the naked eye, you may just see 3 choices here. Library, blacksmith, and misc. But there is a button up here, and if I press this button, I should disable all of the vending machines. Yep. And now if I send someone away, let's send this guy away, he should be going to the 4th exit, which is over there. Yep, he went over there and then collided into another villager that was already... This looks to be a quite good randomizer. You could, if you had a detector rail and 2 villagers bumping into each other, you could possibly get a fairly random output. Anyway, that takes them onto that rail, and that's where they go if they travel to Emerald Heaven, which is where they travel when we don't want them, when their trace is bad. Or if they farted and it really made a mess in the room. Every successful trading hall needs to have a disposal of villagers. This is just like a requirement, and I think if we don't do this, we've already lost. Like, every trading hall needs to have an option to get rid of a villager. Maybe you find a better trade at one point or something like that, or maybe you just get a villager with really bad traits and you've already locked him in, specifically when we get into toolsmiths and that sort of stuff where we can't see their traits from the beginning. And there are 50,000 million different ways of disposing of villagers. The classic one in my old villager trading hall was a lava drop. So simply they went into a minecart and they fell into lava and they died. And that just reminded me of that one time when Grian used my villager trading machine in my old base and ended up in the lava because he thought that it was a roller coaster. I mean... yeah, but because this is a villager build-off and not just your ordinary trading hall setup, I really wanted to come up with something that was different. Now, this idea is still not going to make Grian any more safe. If anything, it's going to make him less safe if he do think that my rail systems are roller coasters once again, but hopefully he learned his lesson last time. But I was thinking if we do something like this here, so this is where the villagers would come out, and then place down dispensers around like this, fence post in the middle, and fill this with water. For those of you who are technical, you've already figured this out, but then we put TNT in these dispensers. And now if we can get a villager to sit on that and power this, we should send them flying. We should send them flying very, very, very far up. They will die from it, but we should be able to see their body fly up. Okay, now if I've done everything correct, we should be able to send a villager over here that's connected to the death signal, And they should then be pushed in and land on top of that birch fence post. Let's try this out. I'm terribly sorry about this, but it should be considered an honor to be the test subject of a new function in this wonderful villager setup. Let's see if he... Oh, okay, great. I didn't actually catch it, but you can see he is in position, and if I press this button, he should be flying, but everything may also just blow up and explode, and it may be bad things. The minecart, by the way, should be over there somewhere in that hole. Yeah, I just barely see the edge of it. Okay. Yeah, let's just give this a try. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Oh. Yes! It worked! It worked! It really worked! That was incredible! Oh, this is the guy that loves diorite. Okay, yeah. Let's send that off. All the lights are off, so he should be going to the right spot immediately. Yeah, I mean, protection 4, we got god armor. We don't really need protection 4 at this moment in time. I don't think it's a super rare trade either. He goes there as well, so we should have 3 villagers this time in the pit. No! One of them passed through. What? What? So I think if I slow the villagers down slightly here, that should definitely take care of that. Now all I gotta do is try and get him back. So 3 villagers in there. Let's give this a test again and step out of this place. Yes! That is funny. That is really funny. Now, before anyone gets over the top sad about that I'm laughing at blowing up villagers like this, remember that this is Minecraft and these are just, yeah, entities in a video game. Now, this thing, of course, also needs a design, and I'm thinking of a chimney of sorts. I really liked chimneys, and I actually added one over here as well that I had to break when doing the panel. Oh, that was a nightmare. I don't know why that was so hard to figure out for me, but yeah, I added one chimney there. I have to rebuild it a little bit. We have chimneys over there, and I just think chimneys are very cool and they look really industrial and that sort of stuff. So I think we go with a little bit of a modified chimney that they fly out of. And by the looks of things, these guys were flying hundreds of blocks up, so I think we can make this fairly tall without risking it. Without risking the villagers flying out of it. I absolutely love mixing these 2 blocks together. It's such a good mix. It always feels to me like these guys are so curious to when I build some new structure. They're like, what is this thing doing here? It's almost like they're walking around inspecting it. If you only knew. If you only knew. Now I gotta say, that really is starting to look like a Doom's Tower. I kind of don't want a chimney on this now, just because it looks a little bit weird to have 2 chimneys off each other like that. I mean, that's not the same thing because that's the same building. But yeah, anyway, I feel like we definitely though need to add... Can I do this? Yes, we definitely need to add some smoke in here. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love it. Right, so let's give this a final test now that we have the whole structure built. So no lamps are lit, so the Tower of Power, I like that. The Tower of Power is active. So let's send you over, and you know what, let's just send you as well. And hopefully by slowing down the rail, they get into the hole. And I just realized there's no way for us to tell at the moment. We just have to press the button and see what happens. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Yes! That was only 1 villager though, but that worked. The other guy, I assume, is in that place where the other guys went. Yeah, I have to fix that. Well, he isn't here. Maybe he died from an explosion over here. But anyway, this is working. It may need some tweaking, but it is working. But with all that done, that's going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I really do hope that you've enjoyed. I have had so much fun in this episode, and we've got so much done. We got all of this prison up, basically a fully fledged out trading hall with a selector panel for the vending machines and the Doom Power tower. The Doom Power Tower. I think I keep changing the name of this thing every single time I look at it. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, do hit the like button down below. And thank you ever so much for the suggestions of boxes in Sahara now in the last episode. I wanted to leave it an episode so that you guys could have some time and think about it. But I have got hundreds and hundreds of suggestions. So we will come back to that hopefully in the next episode. And Grian is also back from his vacation, which is great news. In fact, he's become a hippie, which is a little bit weird. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Like I said, if you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.